All right, Seton, poll question today. What's going to start out hour one?
Well, the Jamal Murray fine.
$100,000.
Has been a big topic this morning. $100,000 enough, or should there have been a game?
Well, it should be one game. And this goes back to the difference between this commissioner and maybe the previous commissioner, David Stern. Because David Stern and I went toe-to-toe when San Antonio played Phoenix, and this is when Steve Nash got checked into the boards by Robert Horry. Amari Stoudemire came off the bench. Because he came off the bench, he got suspended, and I argued with the commissioner. Amari Stoudemire didn't really do anything. He didn't throw any punches, came off the bench, but he was a star, and I was saying, you're going to affect the series. And the commissioner, rightfully so, said, no, this is what happens. You leave the bench, you get suspended. I don't care who it is. If this is a role player, a bench player, if this is Caldwell Pope, he's suspended in my mind. But Jamal Murray, this is game 3 coming up Friday night. It's a $100,000 fine. You want your stars on the court. And Adam Silver, now, it's not fair for me to say that he is choosing to do that. I just know that David Stern, in my opinion, the previous commissioner would have suspended Jamal Murray for throwing something on the floor. He would have. Rudy Gobert got fined $100,000 earlier this year by doing the money sign, as if the officials were on the take. Okay, you're going to compare those two because I have to compare those two. Rudy Gobert, $100,000. Jamal Murray throwing 2 objects. He tried to throw 2 objects on the floor. Now, do I want Jamal Murray in the game Friday night? Absolutely. But if I was the commissioner and he did that and he threw something on the floor, I would have suspended him. But it's $100,000, and you don't want to affect the competitive balance of the game. But the reason why he was so frustrated is because Minnesota frustrated him. I've never seen Denver melt down so quickly. And give credit to Minnesota because they play great defense. We get caught up in all the offensive numbers, right? Regular season. Postseason's about defense. And nobody wants to embrace that. They don't believe that. They're like, come on, Now, you do have great scoring outputs. We've seen this with guys. Jalen Brunson's been wonderful. You must play defense. Oklahoma City played great defense on Luka last night. Minnesota has shut down Denver. That's why they're winning. You have these moments where you must stop somebody, contain somebody. And Minnesota's been able to do that, and they frustrated Jamal Murray. So much so, he tried to throw 2 things onto the floor. He should have been suspended for that. But I'm glad he is playing. I just know if the commissioner, David Stern, he probably would have suspended him. All right, what else do we have there, Seton? Does anybody disagree that Jamal Murray should not have been suspended for that? I mean, it's a $100,000 fine. I know that we look at his salary and we go, okay, $100,000. Well, it is $100,000, and I don't know what he makes, $25 million. I was kind of surprised. Also, you had Michael Malone, the head coach, ran onto the floor in that game. I would have kicked it. He didn't even get a technical. So he's out by the foul line. I would have been, what are you doing out here? You're gone. I don't know. You want to set precedent. But they didn't set the precedent there. But Steve Javie, the former NBA official, will join us a little bit later on. Also, they're putting out these last 2 minutes. Let's look at, did we get it right or we get it wrong? And I know that they want full transparency because of the gamblers. Hey, we had 5 calls that we looked at, and we kind of missed maybe 4 calls. The pick on Dante DiVincenzo, they said, no, we got that correct. The kicked ball, that wasn't a kick ball. They got that wrong. But the more I think about it, it's not full transparency by the NBA. Because if it was, you would give us the entire game and tell us how many calls you missed. Because if I have a call that you missed in the first quarter, you still missed it. I know that we look at the calls in the fourth quarter. But the last 2 minutes, they want to have, full transparency. Hey, we're trying to get better. We made a mistake. Well, if I'm a gambler, do I want to hear that you made a mistake? Let me think you made a mistake, as opposed to you saying, I made a mistake here. Sorry, you may have lost that bet. But that's, I guess, the philosophy, thought process behind this. The last 2 minutes, we're going to, hey, we make mistakes we're not perfect in. Here's all the information there. And then you look back and you go, well, they made a few missed a few calls against the 76ers in the Knicks. And then, of course, it felt like a make good the next time around with the 76ers and the Knicks. And now you have this with the Pacers, who got screwed with a couple of calls. Are there going to be make good calls coming up tonight? That's what I would think as a gambler, as a fan, a viewer. But the last 2 minutes, why not just the whole game? Let me really see how many mistakes do we make during the course of an NBA game. But don't tell me, hey, that missed call with 2 minutes to go is more important than the missed call you may have had at the end of the first half. There's still missed calls that may have led to points or a foul or, a situation that, led to another situation. But the last 2 minutes, it's like tattling on yourself. Now, golf does this, where if you're a golfer and you, of course, call penalties on yourself, well, it hurts you, nobody else. But the NBA is saying, yep, we made mistakes. Sorry about that, but we're trying to get better. Yes, Paul.
Some gambler is going to email DraftKings with the 2-minute report and say, look, they said they got the call wrong. They said they want the call.
I wonder if somebody can try to sue. I don't know to what extent.
Oh, so you're saying, let's say you had 100,000 on that game.
Yes.
And you lost specifically because of a call at the very end.
Yeah. And the NBA said we made a mistake.
And so it's out there. It's a fact that they made a mistake.
Yeah, they made a mistake. And I gambled. I know it's called gambling, but I to what degree can you hold the NBA accountable for this? They're all in on gambling, so it's not like offshore. The NBA is in business with gambling. ESPN in business with gambling. Everybody's in business with gambling. Well, can I hold anybody accountable because you missed a call here and admitted you missed a call, as opposed to, I look like they missed that call? Well, nobody's going to admit to it. Now they're like, yep, we did. Sorry about that. Yeah, Paul.
Imagine this were the old days with bookies, Dan, and the guy comes to your house and you go, look at the 2-minute report.
Yeah, I got the 2-minute report.
Look, I don't owe you anything.
Yeah. Tommy Bones, come on, look.
Was that your guy?
No. My bookie, gosh, I can probably say, he was a town dentist.
Oh, so he'll knock your teeth out and put them back in?
Well, no, he was a very, very mild-mannered guy.
Oh.
Very, very, very low-key, chill. And it was never where I was going to hear from. Now, I bet through somebody else, Pete Rose's bookie, and that's when I ran into a little bit of a problem there. Because I had to pay him, and it led to a little confusion there. And I got a phone call, and I had to clean that up. Yeah, Paul.
So an actual practicing dentist was also the town bookie?
Yeah.
That's like a TV show, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a risk. I mean, dentist is a high-end profession. That's a very big risk.
Yeah. So
wow.
When he'd be in there cleaning my teeth, he'd say, all right, who do you like? All right, I'll get that down. Wait, I didn't say that. I didn't take the Knicks. Yeah, he was my bookie.
Wasn't it tough to communicate?
I hate when dentists, they talk to you and you can't really talk back.
Root canal.
Yeah.
Why do they do that? Why do they ask you questions? You know what happened to me one time? The dentist, I was getting like a cavity taken care of, something like that. But something where they had to put like some kind of filler in your mouth. But it was liquid and you have to wait for it to harden. And this dude's talking to me the whole time. He's like, yeah, so anyway, blah, 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 this and that. And he takes his hands out. And I said, oh, well, that's interesting. And he was like, no! And the dental hygienist looked at me and was like, oh, no. And then they had to, like, clear this stuff off of my teeth. Well, dude, then don't talk to me. I'm perfectly comfortable sitting in silence. Why are you talking to me so much if you don't want me to answer you back?
I think dentists do this to calm you down a little bit. But I think I've had this conversation. I have a friend who used to be a dentist. Biggest hands that you ever see for a guy who was a dentist. Like, you can't have, like, 4 hot dogs in your mouth.
That seems like the wrong profession.
Yes. But former football player, and it was just like, this is uncomfortable. But
Marvin would be the best dentist ever.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
No offense.
Wow.
I thought we were having a good day.
We were.
Catching strays.
Yeah.
Mr. Calling. You have 8 fingers in here.
What the hell did I do?